Well, hi. I feel like it's been a hot minute since I've been on here, and I say that every freaking time I start a live, so let's not do that, right? Or maybe it's my tagline. Maybe it's my thing. But point is that last night was Drew's birthday, and I managed to surprise him with AirPods the night before, and then last night I was like, hey, I want to drive to Brooklyn for your birthday dinner. And this was last week. And he's like, okay, well, are we going to meet anybody? Because last year we had gotten together with a bunch of friends. And we were, but it was a surprise. So I was like, what, I'm not good enough for you? Like, we can't just go out to dinner alone? And he was like, no, okay, well, that's fine, And then we went to this really nice steakhouse in Brooklyn. He drove me all the way. Well, he drove himself all the way there. We all went there. And we walked into the side private dining room, and all of our friends were there, over 20 people who I had handpicked and invited to be there, with us, which is the point of what I'm going to be talking about today, this afternoon. And it was just so fun. It was so fun because everybody there is just happy. They're happy people. A lot of them happen to be health coaches that we work with, but one of them was my real estate agent and his wife, who are awesome. We got to know them because he showed me 7 million houses, and now they live in our neighborhood. Well, we live in his neighborhood, and we had a really good time. And then their neighbors we became friends with. One of their daughters is in one of my daughter's classes. So it was just this. Oh, and then a couple of Drew's best friends from forever and a day ago. So it was just a really, really good time. We just laughed the whole time. It was genuine happy, no awkward feelings, no, you know what I mean? When you walk in a room and it's like, oh, this is not going to be good. And then you walk in a room and you're like, you can take a deep breath because everyone there supports you and cares about you. And there's nothing, it's just good, So point is, today I texted one of the wives of one of the people who live in our neighborhood who we had gone to dinner with last night. And I was like, oh my God, that was so much fun. And she writes back something like, that was so much fun. I wasn't sure what it was going to be like with you putting together two different groups of friends, because there's them who don't coach with me, and then there was 15 people who do coach with me, and she's like, I wasn't sure what that was going to be like, but it ended up being great. And then she writes, they were all so nice, but it makes sense because you're so nice that you would be surrounded by good people. And I was like, oh my God, cry emoji, because I don't actually cry, but my emojis can cry. But it just meant so much to me because 4 years ago in February, I broke up with a friend because of the exact opposite. When you're not happy and you're feeling miserable inside and it's showing on the outside, you act like a person, you surround yourself with people, and you will associate with people who perpetuate that behavior. I don't know if you've ever heard this, I'm sure you have. You are like the people you surround yourself with, right? You will act like your friends. You will begin to mimic their behavior. And there's the psychology and the psychiatry and the science behind that. But the truth is that you attract what you are, and you will want to be around the people you feel the most like. And so 4 years ago, before I had ever even attempted to get healthy, I was in a really bad mindset. I was in a woe is me mindset. I was in a victim mindset. And so I attracted someone like me, and we became really good friends, and we do all of our Target runs together, and we would, we got really close. We actually even took a vacation together, and it was a toxic relationship that ended really, really badly because I just had to leave it. I couldn't do it for one more second. I started to realize that I was not becoming the person I wanted to be. I was not acting like the person I wanted to be. I didn't respect myself when I was with this person. And so I ended the relationship. And it made me feel all the happy feels to be here 4 years later, surrounded by incredible, happy, wonderful people, and knowing that this is who I've manifested and attracted into my life, people who can just laugh and have a good time and support one another and drive all the way to Brooklyn. Okay, a lot of the people were in Brooklyn, but a lot of people came who were from where I live, an hour drive away, just to be there for Drew's birthday. And it's just, And then to then take it to another step further and be like, of course you would be around nice people. You're so nice. And it just made me feel so happy because it means that I have done what I set out to do. And of course I'm not done. We're never done. If we're here, we have what to work on. If we're here, we're striving towards something, right? But point is, the girl who I was 4 years ago to the girl I am today, it's such a relief that I managed to not continue down that bad road, but to get to this place, right? To get to this place of like liking who I am and liking who I hang out with and enjoying who I hang out with and knowing that the people I'm with support me and vice versa, it's just hard to describe. I'm trying here to tell you the feelings, but point is that I want to encourage you guys to take a look around the people around you, right? Who are your best friends? Who is in your inner circle? And P.S., there were people who weren't there at the dinner who I would have loved to be at the dinner. Not everyone can make it. Some people live out of town, but just so you know, if you're watching this, of course you were invited and you were there in spirit. We even had an empty seat for one of you. But the point is, look at the people around you. Who are you letting into your energy? Who are you letting into your space? Because they affect you more than you realize. And they have more of an impact on your mindset and on your ability to grow and see who you can be and go into your path than you even want to admit, like how much power they have over you. And so this could be family members, guys. Like I am not like I don't let them out. I don't let them have that space in my life if they are a toxic family member. Just because someone is related to you by blood does not mean they get the right to speak negativity into your life. You have to be respectful at all times, but you also have to be respectful of your own boundaries and of who you let suck the life out of you or give life into you. So I just want to encourage you, if you don't have a crew around you that you like and want to be around and feel like lift you up to be your best you got to find a new crew. You got to be a part of a community, which is why anyone who talks to me about health gets put into my Facebook group, my Facebook community, because it is so insanely important to be around like-minded people. It is so impactful to be around people who support you. So whether you've hired me yet or not, you just inquired, you can have access to my free Facebook group where there are literally thousands of people who will support you in your journey towards being your best you and being your healthiest you. So, point is, I want you to either lean into the people around you. Don't go this alone. If we were meant to do this alone, we've all been born on an empty island with coconuts and like just us. No, there are people in this world because we were meant to interact with people. We were meant to be around people. We were meant to learn from people. We were meant to give to people. So make sure that the people who are around you are good for you, support you, love you for who you are, but also help you be the best person that you can be, And I'll end off with this, and this is about to get crazy town, so listen carefully. Oh my gosh, I don't even know if I should be saying this, but I'm not going to get into the details, but I had hired somebody to teach me hashtag management for Instagram, where it's something that I know, but I'm always trying to get better, right? I'm always trying to improve it, and I'm also always trying to learn how can I teach this to people, because I work with over 600 and like 50 business partners who I'm like, okay, if I know how to use social media, I need to know how to teach it to other people too, So we were supposed to do a session. She doesn't show up to the session, and she says she had a medical emergency. So me being the nice person that I am, I was like, okay, well, all right, well, let's reschedule. Doesn't reschedule. 3 weeks later, I'm like, can you just refund my money? And she did. Then a month later, contested the charges on PayPal and took the money back. So now I'm like, okay, we've got a scammer on our hands. There is something very strange going on, right? So I message her and I'm like, this is not acceptable. And she comes up with a whole other story about how her card was stolen and it infiltrated PayPal. And I'm like, listen, lady, just give me back the money, 2 months go by and she doesn't give me back the money. So I let the admins of 2 massive groups that I'm in know that there is a scam artist in their group and that they should probably do something about it. So she gets kicked out. And then I let all of my friends know that like I was so upset. Like it wasn't even about the money anymore. It was just the fact like I hadn't received the service that I had paid for. And it's just frustrating that there's people out there when you try to be a good person and an honest business person and they're not reciprocating, you know, they're not acting honest. So all of my friends went onto her business page, which is obviously fake. She doesn't actually have a business, guys. And she had a 5-star rating because I have a feeling she was creating fake profiles on Facebook and leaving herself reviews so that people would trust her to give her the money, and then she runs away with it. That's my theory. So we all left bad reviews on her business page, like a lot of us, and we got the rating down from a 5 to a 2.5. Now, I would never do this to a real person. I would never do this to a real business, but this was obviously a scam artist. I don't even know if it was actually a woman. Like, we don't know who it is. Anyone could hide behind any Facebook profile, you know? And she had blocked me from being able to leave reviews because she must have known that she was going to, well, she knew she was going to do this to me and didn't want me to leave a review. But what she didn't realize is I had my old Facebook profile from like years and years and years ago. So I went on there. I was like, you need to give me back my money. And then my husband did it. And then all my best friends did it. And then like everybody was leaving bad reviews. And when we're at dinner last night, all of a sudden I get a text. And it's like, oh, the money's back in your PayPal. No message from her, nothing. But she got the message loud and clear that I have a community around me. I have people who care about me enough to take a minute out of their day to go leave a review, not to play with her, not to intimidate her, but to say, hey, we have not been able to get through to you in any other way. You won't answer messages. You are not able to be contacted. So if the only way that you'll hear us is if we do this on your business page, then I guess that's what we'll have to resort to doing. And point is, we got the money back and we just felt really powerful and like or part of this little club of people who cares about each other. I would do it for someone else. I would, you know, I tell some of my friends, I'm like, you call me in the middle of the night, I'm there. I literally texted a friend of mine. They had an event in Arizona last weekend and her husband was going and she ended up having to cancel because her kid got sick and her parents couldn't watch him or them. So I was like, well, they live in Tennessee, but I was like, if you fly your kids to me, I will watch them so you can go to this event. And she goes, well, thanks. You know, I know you don't really mean it, but thanks for the offer. And I was like, oh, I do mean it. Like, I would legitimately go pick up your kids from the airport and take care of them all weekend. I would actually probably heal him from the flu, you know, faster than just sitting at home, so that you could go to this event. Because I knew it was something that she wanted to do, and I knew it was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for her, and I wanted her to have that. We ended up not doing it because she was like, no, it's fine. Like, I'm just going to stay home. But 8s on the Enneagram are very, very loyal. So if you are in my circle, like, I have got you. And I appreciate that loyalty back. And so last night, it just hit home for me that we have our crew and we have our people and we're surrounded by good people. And my encouragement to you today is to make sure you're surrounded by good people. You're surrounded by people who would go get your money back on PayPal for you, you know, and would offer to fly out your kids if you needed, and who build you up and encourage you to be the best you, and who would laugh at, I don't know, 2:00 in the morning when you're on a beach in the Bahamas being crazy people, you know, like just people that you can be you around, but also encourage you like, dude, you got this. You can be better. We can all be better together. So this was about last night, but it was also about community. And I want to make sure that your news feeds are filled with positivity, and your Instagram is full of positivity, and your actual communities around you are full of positivity. You are surrounded by good people because truth is, you're a good person and you deserve it. So I hope that this helped you examine who do you allow into your presence? Who do you allow into your energy? Who do you allow to speak truth or untruth into you? So, alrighty, that is all for now.